to do what my colleague has failed to do in the last 25 years. And most especially concerning with health, which is poor in Rwemiyaga, concerning with education. Rwemiyaga constituency has 5 sub-counties, and among the 5 sub-counties, we don't have any government secondary school apart from the 2 we have, which is government-aided school. So when I watch such a situation, I did constituency and Uganda as a whole. I'm an educationist. I studied education. I have a master's degree in education management for higher institution, and that's why I'm very much interested to promote education institutions in Rwemiyaga. And I also want to inform, but among them we have some sub-counties which doesn't have even a health center too, like the sub-county of Nabitanga. And we know that the NRM government promised that every sub-county at least should have a health facility. But Nabitanga sub-county doesn't have any.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll come to you, Unicent, to be able to introduce yourself. Also, I want to inform our viewers that this debate is also live on Afro mobile app. You can download if you want to watch the show on the go. And joining us tonight is Honorable Theodore Ssekikubo, the incumbent, also standing as an independent candidate in this particular election. You're welcome on the panel. Thank you. Unicent, I'll give you 2 minutes to introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to take this chance to thank NBS for inviting us as Rwemiyaga constituency for this debate. Ella, you take these greetings to the management that I'm saying thank you. Another thing, I would like to thank my party, Democratic Front, where I'm standing as a candidate of Rwemiyaga constituency to represent the people of Rwemiyaga in the Parliament of Uganda. So, in Nebiona Unicent, I came out to stand here to take over Rwemiyaga. Why? It has been abandoned for 25 years. For reason being what? In our constituents, you can't see even a single institute there. So that means all my people, all my citizens, all my brothers have not gained any education apart from finishing P7, they stop there. That's where they end. Who tries to force out goes to senior 4, graduates. Now I want to inform Uganda, a graduate of senior 4, what job can he do on this market coming from Rwemiyaga? What job? The single school that is there, secondary school, my people are studying in tents. Imagine a school full of people who are having generals in our places, having one of the members who is the most cheerful person in Parliament, but having a secondary that is having tents in my area. It was so touching to my heart. I said, I can't sit back. Let me stand here for Rwemiyaga. Though it is slightly hard, but I have to fight for it. I want to fight for my constituency. Okay. I go to that is education sector.
Thank you. Unfortunately, 2 minutes are done. General Rwashande, I'll give you 2 minutes to be able to introduce yourself and what you stand for.
Thank you, Colonel. I'm Brigadier General retired Emmanuel Rwashande. I'm the flag bearer for NRM as a party for Rwemiyaga County. I have just retired from the army, where I've been fighting for this country to achieve the peace that we have today. 2, when I retired, I went home and I found there was almost nothing that was on the ground that people were enjoying. There are areas that give people security, not necessarily the security of the guns, but the security of the body. The example, the hospitals give people security. If you are sick, you are like in prison, but when you get medicine or when you get treated, then you are secure. So you have security of that. So there is no single hospital in our area. So people have been insecure for that sector. Two is education sector. There is nothing that you can look at in our area in Remiaga that can actually give our people security in terms of the education sector. Three is the household income, how people can get their income, household income, that give people security in their own pockets in order to look after their families, which all these are all combined into government programs that were neglected by our leaders, or the leaders that were actually representing our people, which means that our area has not been represented for all 25 years that Honorable Ssekikubo has been in Parliament. So for that matter, we decided to see and check and see whether we can actually come in to give our people security as they need, so that they can also feel they are also represented in the Parliament of Uganda.
Okay, thank you very much, General Rwashande. And lastly, but not least, Honorable Theodore Ssekikubo, I'll give you 2 minutes to introduce yourself to the audience and also be able to talk about what you stand for.
Thank you, Canary, and all our viewers and the audience here. Ssekikubo is my name. And I'm here tonight to field questions, to raise issues. But I've been the member of Parliament that my colleagues have been talking about. This is my 5th term, and I'm glad that tonight and in these forthcoming elections, I'm here to defend my seat. But though some clarification, I come here knowing that these are my colleagues in the race. But as you are aware, and as the country is aware, one of us shouldn't be here. Was petitioned for lack of academic papers, was petitioned for failure to get the requisite signatures for his nomination, General Rwashande. But I think for tonight, since I'm happy to have him here, that is the work of the Electoral Commission. And I think it is the Electoral Commission that is on trial for keeping a person who is ineligible to be nominated in the race, and for him to start talking big. He has his own answer, but large, by and large, it is the Electoral Commission that should be able to answer. It is the Electoral Commission on trial why they keep such a person in the race and he postures as if he has any vision for Remiaga. But for tonight, Remiaga is a county in Sembabule district. We've done the best we can. And I think you may have to remind us, are we speaking as candidates for Member of Parliament, or we are speaking as government? Because where you hear people talk as if they have a government manifesto and they are role as members of Parliament, I don't know whether you defined it so well.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you for introduction, Honorable Ssekikubo. And I'll begin with you. You have been at the center of cattle quarantine battles for more than a decade. People in Rwemiaga, of course, are right there in the cattle corridor. And for 4 terms, they say that your push to permanently resolve the foot and mouth disease management issues in Rwemiaga has not really yielded that much results. So beyond fighting quarantines, people are looking for solutions. What is going to be your ultimate solution in resolving this problem once and for all?
Thank you very much. I'm happy you are fielding that question. For starters, I must mention to the audience here and the country that there is no FMD in Rwemiaga as we speak now. It was wiped out. We don't have it. It was suppressed and eliminated. The foot and mouth disease, as you know, like any other place in the cattle corridor, there is always some resurgence of the same. And once it arises, it's not only in Rwemiaga. FMD has always been associated with cross-border cattle movements, nearness to the national park, amongst others. But I must thank government. Government took a deliberate decision, process of vaccinating our herds. It was painful, but the moment we did it, and I don't know whether any of my colleagues here can say anything about it, but in the entire Rwemiyaga County, in the entire Sembabule County, there is no FMD as we speak now. FMD has been there, Canary and viewers, from time immemorial. As long as you're a herdsman, you have to contend with it. As and when it arises, we thank government, and I don't want to say it's my credit, but government undertook to vaccinate our herds. They took the quarantine, they took curative measures, and the outbreak was contained. And that's very important. Number two, as a leader, I encouraged my people to ensure that we stop the tradition of movement of animals. And they were doing it. But most importantly, as a leader, you lead your people. It was only when it was being abused, the quarantine was being abused, where those in power were allowing some markets to operate, like the market of Chemamba, where my colleagues know very well. Chemamba was operating, yet all our markets were closed. And it was a business of one person who was profiteering from that, in that he was collecting revenue, he was collecting dues, market dues, and the business was booming. And we said, look, since the vaccination, since the treatment, we no longer have the FMD.
Okay.
Can we be allowed to open? And once I led that crusade, markets were opened, and now my people are peaceful.
Government, if you are part of it, you can actually go into the implementation of parish development model. I mean, parish PDM money, to make sure that, first of all, you know how much comes from the government, how much is given to every sub-county, and it can be monitored, and its implementation is not a big issue. So if you put in effort to monitor the implementation, then everybody will get what he's supposed to get so that they don't abuse the system of the government.
Right. Migade, I want to come to you. When you look at the prices of cattle, they're dictated, at least last time I was in Zimbabwe, they're dictated by middlemen. What strategy do you have to ensure that the people of Rwemiyaga, especially the cattle farmers, access better market information instead of relying on these middlemen?
Yeah, thank you, Canary. You have brought a good question, which actually concerns on all people of Rwemiyaga. As a cattle called, we have a Batua which was being constructed by the government, and it is in Bulongo sub-county. It has now taken something like 10 years. It was planned earlier before, and we knew that people of Rwemiyaga will benefit from it. But since then, even now, people are just grazing cows on that particular land which was left there. I remember I was a district councillor in 2016. We left a land which was 200 acres in Bulongo sub-county, in Chambogo LC1, purposely to put some development that can help people of Rwemiyaga, mostly to put up a market. The government implemented, and they injected some money to construct that Stabatua. But even now, it has crashed. All of the buildings which they put there had crashed. This means that there has been no monitoring. People are grabbing that land to take it off. In fact, now I think it has remained with only something like 20 acres, but can they be enough? Even 20 are not enough. There is some people who are using it on their personal benefits. People are crying because the project was on the view that people from Rwemiyaga can take their cows there, be measured, and got some good money from that cow, without transporting the cows from Rwemiyaga, from Sembabule, because it was meant to serve Sembabula, the district, and the neighboring district around there, like Chiruhula, Mubende. They were to benefit in that staba tour.
Okay.
Instead of bringing cows this end, driving them on the vehicle, they would be taken there to the staba tour and they just take meat. But as I've told you, even the buildings which was put there had crashed. My brother, Honorable Ssekikubo, knows. My candidates, they know. These people of Rwemiyaga, they know. So I think it is the government. I don't know what's wrong with our government.
Thank you. Honorable Ssekikubo, you have been in power as Member of Parliament for 20 years. These are 4 terms.
I've been in office. Never in power, but I've been
in office.
I don't know whether that makes a difference. Okay, you've been in office as Member of Parliament for 4 terms. Many are asking, why don't you just retire? Give space for someone new with a new vision. Why are you running for a 5th term?
Thank you very much. It again goes back to what a role of a Member of Parliament is. And I thought if you had time, probably you would have given us some brief, other than allowing my colleagues to just look at me, like Rwashande is doing now. I wish you had given us some tutorials about what is the role of a Member of Parliament. You would have enlightened us so that we can meaningfully have a good participation in this debate. But having said that, I want to continue on those gains achieved. And I want to continue with my basic roles of a Member of Parliament, which, if not in these cameras, my colleagues would do better learning from me rather than coming up with all sorts of, you know. But what I want to assure people is that it goes back to the role of a Member of Parliament. A role of a Member of Parliament, first of all, is to legislate. I've been a good legislator, and I've done my part. You see, government is a big entity. It is a leviathan Rwashande. Government is a leviathan, huge, but we have specified roles we do. For us, as people's representative, we are a branch that represents people. We have to play that representative role on all matters affecting the people. I've been there. On legislation, you can't say, and I'm sure even my colleagues here know, I've not lagged behind when it comes to participating in the legislation in this country. Thirdly, I've been there to perform the appropriation role that I'm supposed to do, and all these others. But most importantly, I've lived with my people. We've made contributions. And I'm surprised when they say Rwemiyaga for the 25 years. My friend, you need to visit Rwemiyaga now. Like any other part of the country. We may not say we are at our best, but like any other part of the country. Don't pull down Rwemiyaga. What you can do, even if Ssekikubo was out of the picture, it's polite and important to say, I'll make my contribution from where Rwemiyaga is up to another level.
Okay.
They've been talking a lot about education, a lot about health. If you give me time, I would elaborate that we are not in vacuum. We are not. And as you can see, even Rwashande is not a young man. You can ask him, where has he been all this time? Where has he been to make a contribution?
Okay, thank you.
So once given opportunity, Canary, I'll elaborate on more where we have come. And I am making that contribution to the efforts of government. People may forget that there is government, but we work within government to articulate the issues of our communities, to help government move on. And I think with that I've done, and I can promise the viewers that once I'm given that opportunity, I should be able to elaborate more and put them to shame.
Thank you.
Those who are here.
Thank you. General Rwashande, you have served government. You joined the armed struggle in 1980. You've commanded operations and training battalions. you've served as a defense liaison officer, you've done this and that. The question is, what are you looking for? Because I think so many questions have come around your age, not that it should be an issue, but that you've served government since 1980. The question is, why are you seeking for elective politics this time around? There are two young bloods on the panel tonight. And the question coming in, at least from the audience, is why don't you give space for young blood?
Canada, there is a reason why we went to the bush when we were still young. We went to the bush to fight so that our people can change the situation they were living in. We fought for them so that they can get all these services, that they can be happy like any other country. But since that time, I have been in the war fighting for this country to get that peace. We have fought up to taking even the enemies of Uganda from Uganda, even to outside Uganda, so that we can guard the peace of Uganda from far, which we have achieved. After that, we have retired and found that what we fought for has not reached to our people. They don't have any service delivery at all. They were not represented in the parliament. Currently, I have here the manifesto of Honorable Ssekikubo, which he promised the people in 20 when he started to stand. Everything that he promised here, he has not given it to even a single area that he has given to his people as he promised it. I can give it to you. It actually can stay here in the library so that you can be quoting it for anybody who will be coming here. This is one of the reasons why I'm standing in. Every day that I was living in my area after retirement, people were coming in, crying, others being beaten by the ssekikubo, grabbing their land, even arresting them, taking up their resources as a leader. When you asked about the foot and mouth disease, the foot and mouth disease that we have been having in Remyaga was called ssekikubo foot and mouth disease. Because this was because of his money lending. He was having it as a monopoly. There was no foot and mouth disease as a disease. The disease was our member of parliament with his money, so that he can take a chance of buying these cattle at his own price, using his own funds in order for other people to suffer. It is not any foot and mouth disease in that area, and that's when I was allowed to open those markets, and they started to work. And today, all markets are working, and I am not sure that even if there was a foot and mouth disease, there is an area, so that it does not affect other people. Because markets bring money to the people's pockets. When you close them for 10 years that he has been doing, giving them, this is how he has grabbed most of the land, through money lending. He has about 20 cases of the money of land grabbing in courts. It came out of the money lending, that you give them money of about 30% interest rate, which a civilian and the person down there does not understand. For him, he just gets money, he doesn't know he has taken poison. And after that, the land has gone, the cattle has gone, there is no market. It is only ssekikubo today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Honorable Ssekikubo, it's only fair that I give you a right of reply, but as you reply the allegations from General Rwashandi, the land wrangles and cases that you've involved in court time and again, what is the issue? Why you? But also, can we address the issue of the kafnas?
But before I come to that, I think the audience deserves better than comedy. You don't look good when you want to act comedy. First of all, Canary, I'm surprised at the caliber the caliber. Yes, in 2001, there was the individual merit. And indeed at that time, that's when people came out with manifestos. But people need to be told and educated that since 2006, we've been under a party system We follow the manifesto of the party, Rwashandi. Where have you been hiding or sleeping? Wake up. Wake up. You forget that under a multi-party political dispensation, you don't go by individual manifesto. You don't. Wake up, please. At least be a man enough. Don't just look at me. We don't go by individual merit under a multi-party political dispensation. We follow party manifesto. Rashad, we follow the party manifesto. Wake up. If you are in this parliament and you think you are bringing your own personal manifesto, you are in a wrong place, under a wrong political dispensation. That's one. So from here, as you aspire for parliament, make sure you don't carry in your bag that I'm carrying a manifesto. Forget it. You work, you build with the party. The party in power is the party whose manifesto is implemented through the budget and the NDPs and all those other programs. Coming now back to what he has said, I want to challenge General Ashandi, and this is very unfortunate. I've never owned, I've never lent money to anybody. I'm not a money lender. Can you point out here in front of the cameras where I've lent money to people? He's joking, and those are bad jokes. You are making bad jokes, General. And I don't think this is the appropriate forum for you to raise that. It's not true, and he can't even mention one person whom I've lent money. You see, to say that even foot and mouth disease was a question of money lending, shame on you. Shame on you. It's not true. So I want to show you that he's a liar. Maybe you brought him in at the wrong place. Rosand, this is a national forum where NBS has afforded us to talk to the public. Don't lie. I've never involved in money lending. I'm not a money lender myself. I've not grabbed anybody's land. And I offered, and here I make an offer again. You, the people of Remyaga, and the viewers, if there is anybody in Remyaga, I've taken 1 acre, even leave 1 acre.
Are you in court or not?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Nobody in Remyaga has taken me to court. I'm not. And if anybody has 1 nunde, 1 acre has 4, you can have a nunde in 1. If anybody with his assistance can show that in this place you took my nunde or 1 acre, I'm ready to step down. And I'm looking in the camera, I'm ready to step down. And Ruashandi, if you tell lies, be ready to step down. And stop it, don't do it again. Lastly, yes, lastly, Canary. On the contrary, this is a document. On the contrary, I have a document here. There is one in the High Court of Uganda at Masaka, civil suit number 038 of 2022, Nathan Mukongo, plaintiff, versus Chidokori Abel, his brother. Not so. Rwashande Emmanuel, himself, Mugerwa Fred, Roksoka Stephen, Asimwe Top. These are defendants. You know Mugongo? Look in the camera. You stole his land? You are taken to court? So what are you talking about? Canary, you can see. You know Mugongo, you sold him land? No, look this way. Look at me.
Honorable
So never again.
Honorable Ssekikubo, I think that there's not been any conviction in that particular case to say that he stole land, and yet that
by the time I'm better informed, by the time you are taken to court, there is a prima facie case. But also, most importantly, once there is a sale agreement, he sold land that is not his. You sold land, there is an agreement here with the land that was not yours.
Honorable Ssekikubo, I think you're being the judge.
Put it him. Put it him. Is he denying? Rwashandi, are you denying you sold the land to Mugongo Nathan?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Ssekikubo.
No. Then tell him to withdraw the statement he made against me and consider that he is a land grabber.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Ssekikubo.
Land.
Thank you.
He's there.
Thank you. Thank you. He will have time to respond. Unicent, I'll ask. By the time Honorable, let's be civil. By the time you are standing as Member of Parliament, you have obviously identified a leadership gap. that you seek to change or replace? What is that gap? What hasn't Honorable Ssekikubo done for Rwemiyaga that you seek to do? And how would you rate his performance as Member of Parliament?
Yeah. Honorable Ssekikubo was given Rwemiyaga as a tribute, let me say. His father had worked very much for our community. He came in the name of the father. Give the son of some, give the son of some. He got that chance. He took over Rwemiyaga. He has taken over Rwemiyaga and eaten it for 25 years. See, I was born there. I am a son of Murokore. He knows me very well. Ssekikubo has not brought even a single, even if it is a bottle on our ground. I am a son born there, and I mean it. That's why I'm standing to fight here. Ssekikubo, he promised us he's a son of the State House. I thought a son of the State House could grab like a big institute and bring it to our area. We also enjoy having an MP who is a son of a State House. Again, Ssekikubo has been in Parliament, the best person in speaking. But I've never seen Ssekikubo speaking. Rwemiyaga, we have to take an institute. Rwemiyaga, I've seen Ssekikubo fighting for unnecessary things. He has just fought for abusing our sisters, for example. I'm going to talk it because I have nothing I can hide. Sam Kutesa, forgetting that Sam Kutesa, we are the same Zimbabwe, we are all brothers. Instead of cooperating, we bring things, services on ground. They started fighting for 25 years. Up to now, he's telling us, the government is killing me. Should we now hate the government? Ssekikubo, you're telling me to hate the government? I never was studied in this generation, in Museveni's generation. You're teaching me, a son of Rwemiyaga, to hate the government, to become a rebel, and be taken as a rebel. Me, I'm not going to become a rebel. I am a citizen of Uganda, and I thank this government so much. It gave us security, it gave us peace, but as Rwemiyaga, we just eaten that peace.
Okay, thank you. Migade, you are seeking to replace Honorable Ssekikubo. You have definitely identified a leadership gap by the time you offer yourself to stand as Member of Parliament. What leadership gap have you identified? And most importantly, how would you rate the performance of Honorable Ssekikubo?
Oh yes, thank you, Canary. You know what I want to first view in front of you to all Ugandans. In a democratic process, election processes is the process of selling ideas to the voters. So by this time, we've come to convince the people of Rwemiyaga to sell our ideas, not to fight, not to abuse one another, but to sell ideas on what we are going to do. Honorable Ssekikubo has been a member of Parliament. He has been my member of Parliament. And to me, I can't say that he has done nothing. Are we together? I can't say that he has done nothing because he's not the first member of Parliament. And I knew that he's not the last. That's why I'm here. I can only say that I've come to work upon matters which has not done. And I've outlined, by the time has been coming in, Honorable Ssekikubo, by the time you have been coming in, I've told Ugandans that we have sub-counties, like Nabitanga sub-county, where we don't have any health facility in the whole sub-county. And yet the NRM government, General Wasandi, which you are representing now as a candidate, promised Ugandans that every sub-county we shall have a health facility. By then it was health center 2. And those health center 2, I'm sure most of them has graduated to a health center 3. But one of my Nabitanga, they get drugs from Kashagama, a nearby district. And that's why I've come. That is one. Two, I've told you that the same sub-county doesn't have any secondary school, whether private or a government aided. There is another sub-county, like Bulong. It doesn't have any secondary school.
Okay.
Where people complete primary 7 and they go to graze cows, ride border, others start home.
Thank you.
Those are the things which have forced me to come and stand, so that I can have something to contribute.
Thank you, Migade. General Washande, there's been a huge allegation on national television. It's only fair that I give you time to respond to that allegation and put things right about the allegation from Honorable Ssekikubo that you allegedly grabbed land or sold land with your brother.
That what?
The allegation from Honorable Ssekikubo.
Where? I don't.
Farm Business Uganda ekitongole ky'abalimi n'abalunzi bano bawa abalimi n'abalunzi amagezi agabayamba okwekulankulanya n'okwennyumiriza mu bye bakola. Gwe omulunzi ow'enkoko omuli eza broilers, croilers, saso, layers ne loko jangu ofuna amagezi ku ngeri ey'ozirabiriramu olyoke ofuna amagoba. Ate bwe kituuka ku byennyanja basima ebidiba n'okusomesa ku nnunda ennungi ey'ebyennyanja omuli empuuta, emali, engege. Ate tebakoma okwo bakuyigiriza n'okutabula emmere y'ebyennyanja okusinzira ku stage ze biba biriko. Omulunzi ow'ente, embuzi, endiga, obumyu nawe batuukirira.
By Unicent Ainebyona, who is from the Democratic Front, also as a flag bearer. Now, gentlemen, I want us to address the issue of electoral violence and put this to rest. Honorable Ssekikubo, on the 26th of June 2025, in Chirega Town Council, one person was shot dead. You were injured yourself. Whose orders were they?
Well, hopefully, sorry, but I hope you'll allow me time to respond to the issues saying that there is nothing, no development in Remyaga, all is a total loss. I hope you'll give me an opportunity to rebut.
I promise you I will.
Since I'm the incumbent. But for that one, it was true, as you've said, on the 26th of June, it's a town, it's a village, LC1. Chirega, and General Washande sent Lieutenant Zua. Lieutenant Zua is commanding a detachment there. He told him to come and shoot at me. The killer is there. General Washande is the one who ordered my killing, and incidentally, in that process, a one Sembusi Fred was shot dead. He has never been brought to account. He has never been brought to book. Neither the killer soldier is still roaming in Remyaga, neither the killer gun, it was never recovered for forensics and ballistic testing. And he's here, fortunately, in this room. He can tell us why he ordered the killing of Ssekikubo or any other person for that matter. And he's solely him. He's here. And
General Washande had retired from active service way before that the incident happened. I don't think that he does command soldiers.
There is a detachment of army soldiers whom he takes as his escorts. And indeed, after the shooting, they went to report to him he was at Ramanyonyi. And he said, Muitachi, Muitembo, I thought you had killed someone. He's here. He has taken it upon himself. We raised this matter to the highest authority in Parliament. We raised this matter to police. And the police report is there. He cannot deny it. The soldiers who are there under his command. And indeed, he's the one who justified that they were throwing stones. Yet they came aboard a UPDF vehicle, H4 3329, and they opened fire without any provocation. It wasn't in a town, it was in a rural setting. We are campaigning. There was no fighting. Yes.
When we observed the events in that particular town council in Chirenga, it looked like it was a clash between supporters of yourself and General Washande. One group taking the other turned down the loud music, and that's how everything ensued. To say that he ordered, that's a huge allegation.
No, I want to repeat myself. It was in Chirega, and there was no clash. Chirega is not even a town. We are not even in town of any sort. Chirega was just behind a quiet village. I was having my rally there. He was not there.
Yeah, but it happened,
no,
it happened in a trading center. That's what I'm
Not even a trading center. It was really the typical, and we were not even in the center. We were behind, under trees, cannery. And I don't want you to take the defense. He's here. He's here. He can explain himself, rather than you laboring a lot about it. And up to now, he has never come out to say sorry. He has never reached out to the family of the deceased. He's just looking at me, and he has been looking at me the way he's doing now. And to me, the blood is square on his hands, and I think he's in better position to explain himself. Only that I'm disappointed that whether you're a general, nobody is above the law. Nobody has the right to kill an innocent Ugandan. And when he labors to tell how he liberated the country, liberating the country did not entail killing innocent civilians, because that one puts you back to where you liberated the country from. It is his right to stand. It is his right, absolutely. But he has no right to take an innocent life.
Okay, thank you. General Ashande, the allegations are that this is part of your security team and detail that led to the killing of one Sembusi.
Colonel, before I come to this, I want to tell you that the violence has been in Remyaga for almost 25 years. The killings have been there for the past 25 years. If I can mention but a few, the people that have been killed by Ssekikubo and his supporters during the elections. On every election, somebody must die. He must die and be killed by Ssekikubo. One was a gentleman called Dan Rechera, who was from Ntutsi, who was knocked by a car during the election day. And they came back, they reversed to finish him, and on his orders. So the history of violence did not start today. No, it has been, when you look at violence, you look at Ssekikubo. Because Ssekikubo means violence in Remyaga. In the same case, he shot himself, he shot a policeman. I wish we could be allowed to show the videos here or in the future. I have them with me here, where he's ordering, shoot, shoot. Even him with a pistol, shooting a policeman trying to do his work. That was another part of elections.
When?
Another elections.
But when?
I did not intervene. I did not
General
intervene.
Ashande listened in.
I did not intervene. Now, in another election, where he actually went and shot somebody in a police cells, a person called Miyonge, son of Mkibi, with his gun. That's how he was disarmed from that time. He was disarmed because of that. So if you talk about violence, then the next name of violence is Ssekikubo. Now, when I come back to this one, what happened? The security of civilians starts with the security of the soldiers themselves. If you cannot protect soldiers, then you have not protected the population. If you want to come and remove, disarm Ssekikubo, if you see him, the videos are here, they saw them. Video showing Ssekikubo himself trying to disarm a soldier. So if you want to disarm a soldier, who signed, trained, given, signed that gun to protect the population. Now you come with your guns and with your gangs that you borrowed from Kawempe here, to take them to go and disarm soldiers. What would you expect from a soldier to protect himself and protect the population?
General Ashande, part of the eyewitnesses that were interviewed on that scene, they say that the soldiers who shot the gentleman that died are part of your security team. Are they or are they not?
I don't have any security teams in Remyaga. This is a deployment of 1st Division after anticipating that what was happening before is likely to happen today in these elections. The deployment came from a deploying authority where I was not. After all, when I have retired, I have my own different escorts that I'm entitled to, that I live with. These people live in Remyaga, I live in Ntutsi. So this is not part of my escort team. This is a force from 1st Division as a deploying authority. They are in the area of responsibility. They are the ones entitled to deploy there. This is what they did. The deployment authority, they know, I am not concerned, I don't know them, and I don't give them orders. They get their orders from their commanders. So what he's saying it from the civil part of, he doesn't know how orders are carried to the army.
But the person was killed.
Yes.
Thank you. Unicent,
The person was killed,
I
General.
wanted to
You were
also...
part of the killing.
The person
Unicent,
was
I want,
killed. You killed the
gentlemen,
person.
let's... I
killed
wanted
the
to
person.
also ask you, gentlemen, the two of you, Unicent and Migade, about electoral violence in Rwemiyaga. Just the other day, in the primaries, there was a lot of deployment. I don't know how the electorates there feel when this deployment is there. Would you please address yourself to the issue of electoral violence?
Thank you very much, Canary. On that point, that one, it is so much. People are scared in our place. They are so scared. Yeah, at this moment, they're on television watching all the village. Why? They want to hear what is coming from this way. In Ntusi, they're in the garden watching, to say out this. Since we started voting, as my fellow said, there has been killing every voting. Every voting. Those are how many? 5 times. Actually, 5 times. There has been really killing. That Dan was from my Rio village in Tusi, in Kasambia, died. It is not a lie. It is not lying, General. It is a truth. Another shooting was in Zimbabwe itself when they are fighting for votes, kicking buckets, as if they are not educated, as if people are not civilized. I saw my member of parliament kicking as if they're not civilized. Pa, pa, pa. Is it allowed? For sure. For a civilized person. Is it allowed? And now when I go to sit on that part upon violence, I turn to my general. I'm scared. General, you're a person has been given clothes, shoes, vest, paid electricity bills for 30 years, paid medication, and at the moment I think you're insured by government. I would like also to ask, I am scared. How will you fight for a person who has been just working for food, like me? Because you don't know the way we struggle to make our life go ahead. We work for 5,000 a day. Imagine 5,000 a day. You live on it. With this man, that's why I said let me stand. Because I'm scared. This man won't manage to take care of such a person because he's cared for everything. I don't think he knows how to struggle for life. That's why I say they should vote Ainebiona because I have struggled. Even I paid for myself school fees at the institute, being helped on by my uncle, Professor Ibingira Charles, just struggling for life.
Okay.
So,
Migade, I thought that you'd also maybe take a minute or two to address yourself to the electoral violence in Rwemiyaga because it's such a big issue. And after this response, we shall allow the audience in the room to be able to ask each one of you questions in languages of your choice, whether whatever language that you choose to. I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Colonel. I'd love to talk about electoral violence in a respective manner, on a neutral ground, because it is a national issue. As my colleague has said, violence has taken time in Rwemiyaga constituency. To take you back, for those who have been following the politics of Rwemiyaga, I think from 2001, when my brother ssekikubo took over power, we started getting external forces during the electoral processes. From there, in fact, we were even named Group A and B in the Electoral Commission because there were clashes between the group of Honorable Ssekikubo and the group of Honorable Kutesa. And to my player, I was saying that the two could go out of Zimbabwe in order the people of Rwemiyaga and Zimbabwe to be in good condition. It was between the two, Honorable Kutesa and Honorable Ssekikubo. From 2000, since 2001, 2006, 2011, we have faced problems of such an environment. And now I thought that Rwemiyaga is now going to settle. And that's when Ssekikubo came back and Honorable Wasande came in. Honorable Wasande, I think, is like 3 to 4 years old in Rwemiyaga. And to me, I thought that my brother is going out of politics in Rwemiyaga due to some reasons. And when he came back, I asked, in fact, I asked myself, is my brother coming back for Rwemiyaga to do what? Because Rwemiyaga has so many people who are educated, has so many people who are able. So if I see Ssekikubo and I say retired General Wasande coming in Rwemiyaga, instead of selling their ideas to the people, and they start scratching, fighting, that's why you see even the army is in Rwemiyaga. And shame, the army which are coming in Rwemiyaga, they are on one side. You have not seen me backed by the army.
Whose side
Innocent is not backed. They are on the side of Honorable Wasande. And I want to tell you that there are some people who even didn't vote this election of NRM which they participated, both of them. Even I told them that me, I'm not coming to participate in these elections of LOC1. People could fight, being information secretary on the village, and you find people crashing, fighting, I'm coming in to do what? And I would like to play to President Museveni. If we are to get peace in Rwemiyaga, he should control that too, on a serious note. He should control that too, on a serious note.
Okay.
And more especially, this election where we are entering, the army should stay there to protect the people, not to come in as I show in the NRM structure. Because there are some people, we have a man like Rwembundu. Rwembundu. He was crying last time. And I told him that one time I was contesting as an independent candidate on, it was 2011, I think. And you say that I'm not a good supporter of NRM, then I could not come. And then what have you come to do when you are an NRM member? Why don't you step down? He said, no, there were no election in Burongo.
Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, as we go into the questions, Gideon Mugisha, Tadewo, Robert, and Daniel, you will stand right there in front and be able to ask your questions. As we'll have Gideon first, then Tadewo, then Robert, then Daniel. But Honorable Ssekikubo, the violence in elections, they say, all the three say that it's not a thing of yesterday. It's a thing that started in 2001. What is the issue?
Can I briefly answer that? It's not true to say that I've been involved, that I've been the causer. When you talk in these things, you substantiate. I'm hurt, Canary, I'm really hurt when someone stands here and tells the audience, the public, the world, that Ssekikubo shot someone at police, that Ssekikubo shot a policeman. Those are very grave allegations. You either substantiate, I can tell you, whether Ssekikubo who, nobody is above the law. Nobody. You can't shoot a policeman and you walk. You can't shoot someone in police cells and you walk. Can you find some evidence? Can you substantiate, in other words? I thought this was a serious debate. It isn't a Marwa talk, General. It isn't. Don't just bring issues and you dent somebody's name and NBS. You did not invite us here to listen and to wait for allegations that are not substantiated. You are injuring us, and the person is uttering those statements. They are not founded, they are not established, and you allow them to get away with it. You either substantiate or you withdraw. And it's as clear as that. Because we are in the limelight, we are being watched, and a sense is being created that one has been living in that circumstances. I'm glad that even with the perceptions of my colleagues here, they are able to shed light. You pick out the words and the meaning they are talking about. What is unprecedented is when you involve the UPDF. The Uganda People's Defense Forces is the army for Ugandans. But once you bring it in the election of Rwemiyaga, under the command of one person, Rwashande, who uses that army, and in the process, no action is taken. No action is taken. A police report is there, Canary. Not even the guns are recovered. They were there, they are there, and they are continuing to be there. And that is the matter that must be answered. Now, whether there is a history that can also be investigated. I know NBS can go behind us and find if because I'm asking, can you substantiate who was shot? Was there something mentioned about my name? The killings are everywhere in the country. Okay. But why to tie them to me when the person, particularly Rwashande, is uttering these statements without substantiating, and you are kind to him. You are not putting him to task. For me, I came with my evidential agreements when I was putting it to him that he's a land grabber, and it was here. He has not denounced it. He has not denied it. But once you allow him to get away with it, at least, even if police has gone down, there has to be a reference of some sort.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Ssekikubo. Well, mine is to ask questions according to what the people of Rwemiyaga really feel, and these are the questions that are coming up: electoral violence and issues of accountability, issues of service delivery. And just to make it clear, there's no been looking into the data here. There's no case, police case registered in the previous shootings in the name of Ssekikubo. That's what the information here really looks like. But let's go into the questions. You are free to use 1 minute, ask a question in whatever language you feel like, and I'll be able to do that, and ask one question.
Okay, thank you, Kanare, and the dear viewers. I'm Robert Nasasra from Rwemiyaga. We are very grateful to have this political debate over here, and greetings to Rwemiyaga people, Zimbabwe and Uganda at large. As we all know, that the roles of a member of parliament, which we have like representation, legislation, and oversight, and authorizing the expenditure. At the national level, because a member of parliament is a national...
What's the question? Because we have 1 minute, what's the question and to who?
We are seeing Uganda that is trying to implement the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, trying to increase the GDP of the people through sectors like poverty eradication, having good health, quality education, and handling an unemployment rate, gender equalities, the political democracy. I'm posing my question to the...
Your time has run out because, yes, you have 1 minute. We'll give you 30 seconds again, but let's get straight to the question. Gentlemen and ladies, once you have the microphone, please use 1 minute. We'll grant you 30 seconds.
Okay, but we request to take this such a debate to the grassroots, such that you get the content. My question is to Honorable Ssekikubo, which integrated approaches, data and monitoring tools have you used to strengthen the coordination, addressing gaps on how to transform your community, your people, representing, rather than representing your own interest in parliament, attacking the speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Next. Msokedeo. Msokedeo. Msokedeo next. We're going to follow the list, don't worry. You have 1 minute.
Okay. My name is Msokedeo, and my questions goes to Brigadier General Rwashande. Brigadier, recently we heard you say that the voting for the president shall be carried out in open and from the table. Is it what took you to the bush? 2, you have talked about FMD being Honorable Ssekikubo's problem.
is it that Honorable Ssekikubo declares the existence or non-existence of FMD in the area? Are you not downplaying the powers, the investigative powers of the government? 3, you have talked about Honorable Ssekikubo having numerous cases. You have not mentioned how many cases and against whom. 3 or 4, you have talked about land grabbing. Can you kindly clarify to us which land did the Honorable Ssekikubo grab, and if any, what has happened?
Thank you.
Since.
Thank you. Semanda Daniel. Semanda Daniel. And let's skip it to one question, please.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Kanari Mugume. My name is Semanda Daniel. I have a few questions for the candidates
One
here.
question.
Yes.
One question, please.
One.
Yes.
I request to have one for Mr. Rasande, then one to Honorable Ssekikubo. Okay. To Mr. Rasande, you've been a military personnel, and with the military, we all know that power or accountability flows from down to upwards. And with the parliament, it's the opposite. How ready and prepared are you to shift from that to the current affairs? Then to Mr. Honorable Ssekikubo, my question is simple. I would like you to give us 5, because you've been in parliament for 25 years, 25 years. So my question is, actually it's not a question, but I would kindly request you to lay for us down 5 achievements that we've brought into the constituents that are worthy the years that you've been there. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Omar? Just get to the point, one question.
Thank you. By name is Umar Kalanzi, chairperson of Remyaga Liberation. The group I started to fight a criminal maker, Ssekikubo, a land grabber, Ssekikubo, and a killer. I only have one question for you, Honorable Ssekikubo.
We
the
said,
people of Remyaga have been...
First put that down.
No.
All right.
Ssekikubo is wasting my time.
No, gentlemen.
No, don't attack me like that.
Excuse me, can we have some order?
You have no right.
I'll say this while, please first take your seat.
You don't have to.
I want to make this clear. I want to get this clear that while I was giving the rules of debate, we said there's not going to be insults. And I said earlier there is no police case around Honorable Ssekikubo, and I made
Farm Business Uganda ekitongole ky'abalimi n'abalunzi bano bawa abalimi n'abalunzi amagezi agabayamba okwekulankulanya n'okwennyumiriza mu bye bakola. Gwe omulunzi w'enkoko omuli eza broilers, croilers, saso, layers ne loko jangu ofuna amagezi ku ngeri ey'ozirabiriramu olyoke ofune amagoba. Ate bwe kituuka ku byennyanja basema ebidiba n'okusomesa ku nnunda ennungi ey'ebyennyanja omuli empuuta, emali, engege. Ate tebakoma okwo bakuyigiriza n'okutabula emmere y'ebyennyanja okusinzira ku stage ze biba biriko. Omulunzi w'ente, embuzi, endiga, obumyu nawe batuukirira ofuna amagezi. Aba Farm Business Uganda bakowola naawe alunda embizzi okubeetanira anti bakufunira breed z'embizzi ennungi ezikula amangu omuli Landrace, Large White, Hampshire, kuteeka ne Cambrough. Gwe omulimi n'omulunzi lekera kwemulugunya beekwate tojja kwejjusa. Bakufunira ensigo kw'oteeka n'okusomesa ku ndima y'omulembe ekwatagana n'ebibala omuli emicungwa, emiyembe, amapaapaali, obutunda n'ebirala bingi. Gwe omulimi wa vanilla naawe teweegayaalirira anti aba Farm Business Uganda webali okuyamba. Gwe omulimi w'ebitooke naawe jangu obeebuuzeeko ku butya bw'osimba ebitooke ne bitakuwa kiwuka ate ne bibala bulungi. Funa amagezi ku kika ky'emiti egikula amangu egigumira embeera y'obudde omuli emisizi, peyini, kalitunsi, emivule n'ebika by'emiti ebirala bingi. Aba Farm Business Uganda bakuyambako okufuna ebigimusa ebirungi eby'omulembe okuli eby'omuttaka n'okufuuyira n'amadagala ag'enjawulo agayamba ebirime byo okukula obulungi nga tebirumbibwa biwuka. Ebirime omuli muwogo, soya, kasooli, lumonde, kabeji, ensujju, watermelon, ennyaanya, obutiko, ebijanjaalo n'ebirime ebirala bingi. Ebintu bino byonna bakuwa amagezi ku byo okossaako n'okubikufunira. Okumanya ebisinga osobola okubirako aba Farm Business Uganda ku 0753 19 95 12 oba 07 0761480004. Osobola n'obafunira ku WhatsApp ku 0752848489. Farm Business Uganda, farmer to farmer, mulimi ku mulimi. Farm Business Uganda, ekitongole ky'abalimi n'abalunzi. Bano bawa abalimi n'abalunzi amagezi agabayamba okwekulankulanya n'okwennyumiriza mu bye bakola. Gwe omulunzi w'enkoko omuli eza broilers, crailers, saso, layers ne loko. Jangu ofuna amagezi ku ngeri ey'ozirabiriramu olyoke ofune amagoba. Ate bwe kituuka ku byennyanja, basima ebidiba n'okusomesa ku nnunda ennungi ey'ebyennyanja omuli empuuta, emale, engege. Ate tebakoma okwo, bakuyigiriza n'okutabula emmere y'ebyennyanja okusinziira ku stage ze biba biriko. Omulunzi w'ente, embuzi, endiga, obumyu, naawe batuukirira ofune amagezi. Aba Farm Business Uganda bakowola naawe alunda embizzi okubeetanira, anti bakufunira breed z'embizzi ennungi ezikula amangu omuli Landrace, Large White, Hampshire, kuteeka ne Cambrough. Gwe omulimi n'omulunzi lekera kwemulugunya, beekwate tojja kwejjusa. Bakufunira ensigo kw'oteeka n'okusomesa ku ndima y'omulembe ekwatagana n'ebibala omuli emicungwa, emiyembe, amapaapaali, obutunda n'ebirala bingi. Gwe omulimi wa vanilla naawe teweegayaalirira, anti aba Farm Business Uganda webali okuyamba. Gwe omulimi w'ebitooke naawe jangu obeebuuzeeko ku butya bw'osimba ebitooke ne bitakuwa kiwuka ate ne bibala bulungi. Funa amagezi ku kika ky'emiti egikula amangu egigumira embeera y'obudde omuli emisizi, peyini, kalitunsi, emivule n'ebika by'emiti ebirala bingi. Aba Farm Business Uganda bakuyambako okufuna ebigimusa ebirungi eby'omulembe okuli eby'omu ttaka n'okufuuyira n'amadagala ag'enjawulo agayamba ebirime byo okukula obulungi nga tebirumbibwa biwuka. Ebirime omuli muwogo, soya, kasooli, lumonde, kabeji, ensujju, watermelon, ennyaanya, obutiko, ebijanjaalo n'ebirime ebirala bingi. Ebintu bino byonna bakuwa amagezi ku byo okossaako n'okubikufunira. Okumanya ebisinga osobola okubirako aba Farm Business Uganda ku 0753 19 95 12 oba 0761480004. Osobola n'obafunira ku WhatsApp ku 0752838489. Farm Business Uganda, farmer to farmer, mulimi ku mulimi. Farm Business Uganda, ekitongole ky'abalimi n'abalunzi. Bano bawa abalimi n'abalunzi amagezi agabayamba okwekulankulanya n'okwennyumiriza mu bye bakola. Gwe omulunzi w'enkoko omuli eza broilers, crailers, saso, layers ne loko. Jangu ofune amagezi ku ngeri ey'ozirabiriramu olyoke ofune amagoba. Ate bwe kituuka ku byennyanja, basima ebidiba n'okusomesa ku nnunda ennungi ey'ebyennyanja omuli empuuta, emale, engege. Ate tebakoma okwo, bakuyigiriza n'okutabula emmere y'ebyennyanja okusinziira ku stage ze biba biriko. Omulunzi w'ente, embuzi, endiga, obumyu, naawe batuukirira ofune amagezi. Aba Farm Business Uganda bakowola naawe alunda embizzi okubeetanira, anti bakufunira breed z'embizzi ennungi ezikula amangu omuli Landrace, Large White, Hampshire, kuteeka ne Cambrough. Gwe omulimi n'omulunzi lekera kwemulugunya, beekwate tojja kwejjusa. Bakufunira ensigo kw'oteeka n'okusomesa ku ndima y'omulembe ekwatagana n'ebibala omuli emicungwa, emiyembe, amapaapaali, obutunda n'ebirala bingi. Gwe omulimi wa vanilla naawe teweegayaalirira, anti aba Farm Business Uganda webali okuyamba. Gwe omulimi w'ebitooke naawe jangu obeebuuzeeko ku butya bw'osimba ebitooke ne bitakuwa kiwuka ate ne bibala bulungi. Funa amagezi ku kika ky'emiti egikula amangu egigumira embeera y'obudde omuli emisizi, peyini, kalitunsi, emivule n'ebika by'emiti ebirala bingi.
They are living in churches behind your house. You are in lights, they are in churches. And you are a member of parliament 25 years. You have not talked about it. You are in land. Ssekikubo does not have a land. Does not have land where he has a land title. He has special titles. That is not a system on how they give titles. Which means he starts with this. Produce any land title which is a regional title of your land that you possess. If it's not the land that you have removed from these people who are actually living in churches. This is our problem. This is what we want to address. This is what brought us. This is what brought us for the people. This is the outcry. This is what people are crying for.
Okay.
This is why he cannot even account for anything that he has done for these people, except land grabbing.
General Ashande, you have other two questions to respond to. One, that you apparently said that voting for the president is going to be open and on the table.
Well, I don't control voting myself. There is a body that is responsible for the voting of the president's votes and our votes as candidates in the country. So when I talk about that one, I talked about it, but I don't have any say about the system.
But you
this country
but as a leader,
but you've been saying it, you are denying.
Gentlemen, let's
Kamingo's barrio. He said it openly.
Yeah, but he has also admitted. Gentlemen, I don't think he has denied it, but
This is a public
as a leader,
you should tell the people of Remia
I think let's be civil.
Let him withdraw. That there will be voting in February. That's why we are here.
Gentlemen, let's listen.
Let him withdraw that one.
Let's listen in. Peacefully. As a leader, do you find that responsible?
As a leader,
you can withdraw.
As a leader,
because you have participated, all of us, and our people in the ground, they are crying that there is no voting because of the fighting of the two. Let him withdraw.
I don't think this is
yielding. Can withdraw so that our people become their down.
The time is coming.
Let him withdraw.
For me, as a flag bearer
and as a leader, you find that responsible.
If you said it, then withdraw.
You will have your time. You will have your time. If you want to withdraw, you will withdraw. I will not withdraw it.
You see?
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying.
You see what is happening?
From the looks of everything, what the president has done for this country, there is no reason why we should hide to vote for him.
That is not
I was bringing it.
In Uganda. But it's not the process.
Excuse me. I was not bringing it as a system.
Okay. What did you intend to mean?
I was intending to mean that I suggest that we vote on a table there. It's a suggestion. If it is taken, it can help our system.
Is that what you fought for?
This is what I fought.
Is that what you fought for?
I can suggest my mind. I can talk my mind. I can suggest. My suggestion can be taken or it can be rejected.
As a general, whether is retired, but it has some meaning.
Well, Honorable Ssekikubo,
we all paid
the land cases and also your achievements in Wemiaga, if you could respond to those questions.
Thank you, but first of all, I think, and what I know, General Ashande does not intend to make the president win by voting on table. He just wants to use it to vote for himself in the pretext of voting for the president. The president has gone around the country, he's seeking for his votes, but because Ashande wants to ride on the back of the president, he knows he doesn't have any vote on the ground. That's why my colleagues here are worried that he's using that. He's very clever.
You have never voted for him.
He wants to run under the guise of the president.
Ladies and gentlemen,
but it is him. It is him who wants to grab the vote because the president, you see, he's clever.
And we are saying let him withdraw. You are denying. We paid all 3 million to register.
I'll give you time to.
We need to be respected.
When you speak at the same time, no one is listening to you.
No, everybody is listening because he's clever.
We paid 3 million.
He wants to. Yes, he wants to be clever in a crafty way to say that, you know, so I'm fighting for the president, whereas it is himself wanting to benefit out of that. The president does not need you. Now, I think that one should be put to the proper perspective.
Yes.
We are all candidates here.
3 million
and I don't
each.
know what he's doing even here.
3 million each.
The person who failed even to get, yes. The person who doesn't even have the signatures is looking at us. He should be somewhere else. He doesn't. But what I want to tell the public,
who determines that?
I thought such a debate would be with people who understand. But if you talk of a special title is not my creation, Rashandi. A special title is an instrument, not mine. I don't produce special titles. You should at least have the basics to know what you're talking about.
I have the basics.
But when you expose the ignorance on this platform,
I have the basics.
I'm at a loss. And I want you to point out which titles are special, which titles are original titles, duplicate certificates.
Okay. Will you respond to the allegations of the evictions?
Two, to talk about the land grabbing, Rwashani. That's not true.
Evictions.
The evictions, let me tell you something. The evictions in this country are exercises that must be determined by court and the district security committee teams. General Shande needs to be told that apart from his case that I've pointed out in Kamoshe where he grabbed land, but elsewhere, can he show to the viewers which area Ssekikubo was involved in the evictions? Which area?
Ntiaza.
And number two.
Ntiaza and Kashunga.
No, number two. He has the audacity. Let me tell you, that matter has been investigated by the police, by the highest officers in this country.
Do you know about the matter of the gentleman in the room?
Come again?
Do you know about the matter of the gentleman in the room?
The gentleman in the room, can you ask him who is he? He's the one, he's the seconder of Rwashande on his even nomination form. He's a political activist. He's behaving he's a comedian.
So he should be evicted.
And even on that one,
ladies and gentlemen, can you listen in?
And even on that one, General Rwashande, how many years have you been in Remiyaga? 1 or 2?
Does that give you a chance to evict people?
What have you done about it?
Do I have to live
What
there?
have you done about it as a responsible citizen? What he's doing now is playing to the gallery. And I'm sorry, I will not entertain you playing on the gallery. You are doing your politics in that manner.
Okay.
The courts in this country have never gone down. They've never closed even during campaign times.
You will
the
see
police
after
is there.
After you have lost.
Rwashande, you either prove yourself or you shut up. Either way, yes. Either prove
Thank you.
yourself
Let me give the
or you shut up.
let me give the opportunity.
And to me, it's not enough to come on NBS here and you dance to the gallery. Whereas you know that case of Ntiazo, Canary, and the viewers, the matter started way back in 1985. Before I even joined the higher secondary education. If anything, you wanted to help, the matter was concluded from the High Court, the Court of Appeal, the Supreme Court, and now he is bringing it out here now before the audience, where I wasn't party, and he wants to put it to me, but I'm sorry, sir, you are too early for that, or you are too late. Whatever happens here, the records are there. NBS can look at those records. What is happening to a Kalanzi, he can tell you. The circumstances you came from Wakiso here, Kalanzi. The circumstances you came from Wakiso here,
how did you come
to find yourself in Remiyaga, that's your business.
How did you come
to all his
How did you come to all
And the moment Rwashande here stands to say he bought his 400 acres, I thought you were man enough. But now when you say you got your land and you don't want to know how I got my land, it is a pity that we have such a caliber of debaters in this room. But having said that, it's wrong, it's false. I have no inch in the Ntiazo land. I have no name in Ntiazo land. I have nowhere in Ntiazo land. And I challenge them to produce the contrary, to produce evidence to the contrary.
You don't own land in Ntiazo land?
In Ntiazo I don't. And I never.
That is my own.
What about the 180 acres?
The what?
What about the 180 acres in Ntiazo?
Of what? Canary. 108 acres of what? I don't think that this should be a shouting match. Can you 108 of what? Canary, excuse me. Be helpful to me and to the viewers. Where are you talking? Which block are you talking? Which plot are you talking about? so that I can be in my better position to answer you correctly.
Okay.
Where?
All right. So we'll continue this debate on, of course, NBS Live on Afro Mobile. But
can I answer the other part?
Yes.
You said about the achievements. Gentlemen, in Remiyaga County, like other places in this country, yes, we still have challenges, but we've made strides.
Nothing.
In Intusi Town Council, it is in my tenure that we are connected to the power grid of this country. True or false? In Intusi Town Council, we have safe piped water in Intusi. We have safe piped water even to his area in Kewaya. Rwashande, you know it very well. We have safe and piped water in Remiyaga. I had one here asking, it goes to Kashambia, it goes to Ramanyonyi,
okay.
It goes to Kayonza, it is on the way to Makukuru. Gentlemen, we have a health center 4 in Remiyaga at Intusi, in his neighborhood, Rwashande, in your neighborhood. There is health center 4, and it is the same grade of hospital we have at Sembabwe district headquarters. In the county of Remiyaga 2, but very upgraded. Now, for the 2 sub-counties my colleagues have been talking about, in Nabitanga, don't lie, those are the recently created sub-counties. We are in the process, for instance, in Burongo, we have connected power to the sub-county headquarters of Burongo. We have put water pipes through to Karusho-Shomezi. There is that water coming there.
Okay.
And lastly,
yes, as you conclude.
And lastly, recently, a road, Rusalira, Kasambia, Rumegere, Ntusi, Sembabule Road, has been commissioned for tamaking. And that one would be a big advantage to the people, and like any other place in Sembabule.
Okay. Thank you,
or even in Uganda.
Okay. Thank you.
But I have personally, we have a senior 6 secondary education at Remiyaga Secondary School. Yes, you are saying that people stop off at senior 4. It's a lie. We have our schools up to senior 6 at Remiyaga. We have senior 6 at Intusi Secondary School.
Studying in tents.
We have, don't worry.
No,
we have senior 6. We have senior 6 at St. Luke, my own school, which performed, and I would offer a free bursary for Rashandi to come and